bow, it's your boy Honcho's house. I'm back with a quick video. So, the landlord, aka Gigs, and also Slim, they have spoken on bloggers and podcasters who are saying too much, saying allegedly, and basically explaining how if we're giving our opinions on life decisions that rappers have made that are detrimental for their career or for their life, they're saying it's a scary time, right? So obviously we've gone on the RTM podcast of Young Spray. Tanks and Young Spray have had their little back and forth pause where they've ended up getting into an argument, and it's been going viral everywhere. And then I get tagged in a post on Instagram from a blog page, Fashion Concept. Shout out to Fashion Concept. And I'm just going to show you guys exactly what was said and get into it straight away. So look, they've tagged me in this post, right? And it's kind of mind games, to be honest. But look, Slim, the rapper Slim, he's basically said, we have entered a scary time where podcasters slash bloggers are talking on everything legal slash illegal, whether or not a conviction has been made, giving opinions on life decisions rappers have made that have ended up detrimental when they can't relate to their thought process. Be safe and don't tell me about allegedly. And you can see the top comment here is from Gigs, his official Instagram account, and he said, facts, streets is done. Now, the reason I'm saying this is mind games is because it's a slideshow post, and the next post is me having this discussion with Pinky on the RTM podcast. So let's quickly just get into this clip.
You can't control the content creators, but that's what you want. You don't want men to talk about the roads who are not from the roads. Tell them then. Tell them. Govern them. What do you want to do? You want to shoot a man who's not from the roads talking about the roads because they want to make a life out of themselves and make a business.
People just talking about me. What I'm saying.
Yeah, focus on the people you've actually got real life problems with, not a content creator.
Focus. Do you know what I focus on? What are you talking
I'm
about?
telling you, bro.
So you shut your
Bro, you're telling me that you're worried about content creators.
But that's your
I'm
boy,
not
sir.
myself.
Waiting for the landing.
You've just said bloggers. You've just said bloggers, yeah?
The wrong way, bro.
Bro, you just said
You said to focus, so don't tell me.
In this clip, now look, they haven't actually played the full clip because that clip seems very heated and seems like me and Pinky are shouting at each other, which we were, but also it was part of the podcast and we're having a heated debate. That's what a podcast is. You want people to have a debate, have arguments, all that type of stuff. That's entertainment for people at the end of the day. We're not literally beefing each other. So I'm going to play you guys the actual full clip so you can get more context, because at the end I explain how some of the stuff that Pinky's saying is actually valid and that we can learn from it, and it's important for people to understand these type of things. So let me play the full clip. Pinky are having a debate. So in this clip, me and Pinky are having a debate about people making content about the roads who are not from the roads. I'm trying to explain how it's a job for people, but Pinky's just not hearing it.
People that's not on the roads, reporting about the roads, having too much about
Bro, you can't control content. You can't control the content creators. But that's what you want. You don't want men to talk about the roads who are not from the roads. Tell them then. Tell them. Govern them. What do you want to do? You want to shoot a man who's not from the roads talking about the roads because they want to make a life out of themselves and make a business.
People just talking about me. What I'm saying.
Yeah, focus on the people you've actually got real life problems with, not a content creator.
Focus. Do you know what I focus on? What are you talking
I'm
about?
telling you, bro.
So you shut your shit now.
Bro, you're telling me that you're worried about content creators.
But that's your
I'm
boy,
not
sir.
myself.
Waiting for the landing.
You've just said bloggers. You've just said bloggers, yeah?
The wrong way, bro.
Bro, you've just said
You said to focus, so don't tell me.
bro, you've just said bloggers. You've just said bloggers. You speak about bloggers, and I'm saying, what's the problem with bloggers?
You're going mad.
They're both going mad, bro.
It's a job.
You're going mad.
They're both going mad.
It's mad.
Listen,
We're talking.
You're going mad.
Nah, that's not fair, bro.
Now look, in that particular clip, it looks very heated. To be completely honest, it wasn't heated. We're just having a debate. We're on the podcast to have a debate. But my stance is that if you are a content creator and you want to make content about things and make money from it and make a life around it, I don't see what's wrong with that. I understand if you're doing the snitching thing and reporting on stuff that's an open case, or you're talking about things that people haven't been convicted, then obviously that's different. And I guess that's what Pinky was trying to get across. The general gist of what he was trying to say is he's got a problem with people making content about people from the roads when they're not from the roads, and they're like talking about open cases, which I agree with, and he's even educated me on that, let's say. Yes, it wasn't that heated. It seems a lot more heated than it was. But shout out to Pinky, man. Anyway, guys, what do you think about that whole situation? Do you think people who are not from the road should be able to make content on the roads? Let me know your thoughts and opinions, and make sure you follow Honcho's house. So as you can see in the clip, the full clip, I've actually said that Pinky can educate bloggers and content creators by letting them know. Like, the reason why I'm seeming like it's getting heated for me is because when rappers are giving all this chat for the bloggers talking about, nah, you lot are talking too much, you lot are saying too much. It's like, I'm talking for all bloggers at this point, because we're just thinking, if we're a fan of a rapper and something happens, we want to talk about it as content. And it actually, if it's illegal stuff, obviously that's going to be detrimental for the rapper. But if we're talking about the rapper and getting them clout and getting people talking about them, it's actually helping them. But obviously when it comes to like cases, open cases, I understand that, because juries can see the video and they might have a decision off of your video, and I understand that. But what I am going to get into, a lot of people in that Instagram post have basically said, like, look, this is one of the top comments. Rappers have been dry snitching for years. When has police used podcasts in court? When have police used songs in court? Bare times you roadman rappers been snitching. Imagine telling Trevor McDonald he's not allowed to talk about crimes because he doesn't commit them. Someone here saying Slim's right. Then someone here saying, no, I hear that if you on a case and man are talking about it, but then man ain't your friend, so when they're gonna look out for you, they're trying to make content, you gotta give them nothing to talk about. Arguing about who can talk about road life is actually scarier. Embarrassing scenes all around. If people weren't incriminating themselves online, then there wouldn't be anything to speak on. I hear what he's saying, but if people kept their mouths shut when they're doing badness, then none of this would be a topic. We've got Tricky here saying, I'm a podcaster and I agree. When someone goes mad and naps one of these bloggers, it's not going to be fun and games anymore. Making a living off of other people's mistakes isn't P. Civilians fighting for their right to speak on what doesn't concern them in the comments. What a generation. Now look, the general argument on this Instagram post is that rappers are not held accountable for their fucking actions, bro. Like, rappers want to do something illegal and then go rap about it. Then when you speak about it, you've said it on a song. The rappers said it on a song. If you've gone and literally shot someone and then you rap on your song and say, they don't know about when I walked down here and I got down shh, or I shot shh, it's not hard for bloggers to figure it out. And now you've put the information out there for a blogger to talk about it. But then when a blogger talks about it, it's like we're the ones who have actually done the booting. Like, nah, you've got to be accountable for your own actions being so obvious, or the badness that you're doing being so obvious, for bloggers to be able to talk about it. If you was really smart about it, then we wouldn't even know that you've said it on a song. Like, you shouldn't be saying it on a song. If you're going to do illegal things and you don't want to get caught about it, you should just not talk about it at all. There's no boasting about it going on. You shouldn't be boasting about it whatsoever, because bloggers are fans of the rappers, yeah? Bloggers make blogs about rap, about musicians. And obviously, if you've said something that they think is worthy to talk about, they're going to talk about it. Like, they're just going to talk about it. It's going to happen. Like, everyone's already talking about it. Just because a blogger puts his camera on and talks in front of the camera, now it's like, oh, you're the person who's outed it. Nah, everyone's been talking about it. And I just feel like it's a shame, to be honest, because I understand that rappers, we like the rappers and we make content about them. We're not trying to send the rappers to jail. We're not trying to get them nicked. We're not trying to get them back. I'm not anyway. Some of them might be. I'm not trying to get them arrested. But I'm also not trying to justify their badness. I'm not trying to say that the stuff that they're doing is right and it's correct and everyone should just turn a blind eye to it and they should be able to get away with doing illegal things. Like, we live in a real life society where we've got police, we've got snitches, we've got victims, and at the end of the day, like, I'm never gonna sit there and agree that a rapper should go and do something illegal and absolutely everyone needs to just zip it. Like, fair enough if you're a blogger and it can be detrimental for the rapper and it's an open case or whatever, I understand that. We're not trying to send them to jail, but you've got to hold some accountability for the stuff that you are doing, because if you didn't do it, the bloggers wouldn't be able to talk about it. So it's like, I feel like the bloggers are just getting blamed for the illegal stuff that rappers are doing, and it's like you're just trying to blame it all on the bloggers, when in reality, why are we not why are bloggers not basically, they're not held up for them being able to make money or make a living off of creating content that people want to watch? Like, my content on TikTok gets millions of views. Clearly people like it. Whether or not it gets negative comments or it's controversial stuff, clearly it's getting millions of views, that people want to watch it. They tap in and watch it. People are following the page to watch it because they're interested in the stuff that's going on. Like, you can't deny that. You can't deny it. Traplo Ross, he's getting millions and millions of views on his documentaries because you can't deny that people want to watch this stuff. It's quality content. And as a content creator, you've got a job to actually make quality content. And if you're getting millions of views, majority of the time, it's because it's quality content that people want to watch. And the rappers have got to be held accountable for doing crazy things and then talking about it or making it obvious or posting a Snapchat or doing all that sort of stuff, so that then if a blogger does talk about it, now you're just blaming the blogger. It's like, hang on a minute, did you not just go and do that illegal thing and post it on your Snapchat? Or did you not just do that illegal thing and then rap about it? And like, a blogger's a fan of you, so they're gonna talk about it. Like, it just makes me think the whole road content is not even worth doing, because you're never going to win an argument against someone who's from the roads about being a blogger. They're never going to rate you. They're never going to rate you. Someone like Giggs is never going to rate people who make content on the roads, because he's so road that he just wants everyone to be quiet about it. And it's like, you've got to remember, bro, you've got over 1 million followers on your Instagram. You've got songs with Drake. Like, you're a celebrity. I grew up listening to you. Like, literally grew up listening to you. One of my favorite rappers. Obviously, I haven't even made any content on Giggs, but obviously, if you're that much of a celebrity and people know you that much and people rate you that much, you're gonna get people talking about the things that you do, whether or not you like it. And I just feel like having all the smoke for the bloggers is just a bit stupid to even think, really, because it's like, you've done the stuff that they're talking about, and you've made it obvious for people to talk about it. So who's really in the wrong? I just want to know, what do you guys think? Who do you think is really in the wrong? Is it the bloggers and the podcasters? Is it the rappers? Because at the end of the day, man, like, we can't talk about stuff unless you make it obvious that you've done it. But I also am agreeing that talking on open cases, in particular open cases, if it's like a M and someone's got done for an M and then they haven't actually done it, and then you're making videos talking about why you think they have done it, I get that. That's effed up. Like, you're trying to send somebody to jail and trying to make the jury see the video and then have a decision. But also, I don't know, man. It's just like, I don't think that I don't think that's the case for every single open case. For example, I did a video on TikTok about the Tower Hamlets incident recently, where somebody charges at someone, bonnets them, they end up doing a backflip. Like, that's an open case. But there's a viral video come out on TikTok that's got millions of views. So I've spoke about that. Yes, it's an open case, but I'm not saying that I'm trying to get this person arrested. It's hot content to talk about, and it's nothing to do with rappers, this thing. This is just like a general thing that's happened. But I don't know, man. I just get confused with this whole road content, because all the roadmen and the people from the roads, they want to, not all of them, but a lot of them want to watch the content and actually enjoy the content. But then they're so opinionated on what you can talk about and what you can't talk about. It's almost like, if you want to be a content creator talking about the roads, you've got to be a gangster as well and do it in a way that they respect it, so that you get the ratings. Because if you're not doing it, you're just going to get hella negative comments, which is still engagement at the end of the day. But that's just the narrative that's going to be pushed. Like, oh, we don't rate this guy because of the stuff he's talking about. And I just feel like it's sad, because Giggs is someone I respect and somebody I've rated his music growing up and whatnot. And him saying facts, streets is done. Let's go back to the comment. Look, him actually saying facts, streets is done. Yeah. Is he saying that because the bloggers and the podcasters are going to talk about it? Is that what he's saying? And I feel like, do you want the streets to not be done? Do you still want the streets to be active? Do you still want people to be doing illegal things and hurting people and getting people hurt? Like, that's what I'm trying to figure out from this comment. Is it basically saying, nah, don't do no street stuff anymore because it's done? Surely that's a good thing. Surely you don't want to be beefing each other and want to be hurting each other and want to be doing illegal things and want to be jeopardizing your career and maybe going to prison for some illegal stuff that you've done. Surely the streets should be done, or the streets being done is a good thing. That's what I think. But obviously the people who watch this content and the people that people who are going to be interested in this, they probably don't think like that. So I'm even thinking like I slightly want to move away from the road content, because as much as I've got a lot of people who they pay for promotions, want me to do reaction videos, real life people who are in prison for like years, for over 20 years, people in prison for murders and stuff, the ones who seem to actually be in there for the madness, they want to pay you for promo for you to talk about it. They love it if they make it a headline of the news. But then the ones who have made it in the rap from talking about whatever they're talking about, but they've dodged going to jail or whatever, they're almost confused to the point where they don't realize that all this negative stuff that you rap about and talk about is allowing people to create content around it, which is actually blowing you up as an artist. They just think, nah, my music's just that good that people are just rating it. It's like, you've got so many fans who rate you because of the stuff that you talk about. Like, we all know how it goes with rap. If you've caught a body, you're going to get fans. Look at King Von. King Von caught so many bodies and spoke about it. That was like his whole status, was the fact that he was basically catching bodies, and he had more status than a rapper before he even rapped because of that. So like, we know how it goes with that particular genre of rap. Like, if you're doing illegal things and making headlines in the news for doing illegal things, people are going to rate you for it. But then where do we draw the line? Like, what are we supposed to talk about? I just don't understand how we're supposed to make content about the street rappers and the road rappers without them getting pissed off. I'm not even understanding how. It's basically like you basically can't talk about them. And then when you do something good, like I tried to do a video on Central C making 16 million in a year, nobody cared, bro. Literally nobody cared. I do a video on him doing the gun fingers next to the peace sign, 500,000 views. Like, you feed off the negativity, you feed off the controversial stuff. Like, you love the controversial stuff. The numbers don't lie. You do love the controversial stuff. So it's like, don't know, man. I don't know. Let's go into some more of the comments on this post real quick anyway, like, and just see what people are saying. Civilians have spoken about the roads for decades. It's only now because most conversations happen online. Like many comments say, if your business is able to be spoken about, that's your bad. This is funny because no one tells the media don't report on this because you're not about this life. My guy was getting hot about it too. Peace and love. If you're on road and people who aren't know your business, you already failed. You did it publicly. I agree with the boy Drinky. Talking on open cases is dark. Someone said, how's the demon of Stowe got this you talking to? Like, bro, I'm not talking to Pinky in any way of trying to beef Pinky. We're having a debate on a podcast. It's not real beef or anything like that. It's an argument on a podcast. Like, obviously it's entertainment for you guys, so don't think that it's a serious thing. Like, shout out to Pinky, bro. I don't want no problems with Pinky. Me and Pinky are calm. People missing the point. These bloggers are acting like detectives and trying to piece together cases like they're police, then saying allegedly before a man's even been grabbed for a charge. These rappers have no accountability whatsoever. They rap about all the shootings, stabbings, and drugs they move, but don't want anyone to ever speak about it. Make it make sense. You can't control what people do or say. So if you don't want people to report on it, don't talk about it. The lack of accounts some of these men have make them no better than gyal. Now look, most of the comments is on the blogger's side, and I feel like it's true. Like, you're not going to go tell BBC News stop talking about the war in Palestine or the war in Gaza because you've never been a soldier. Nobody says that. You're not going to go tell them if somebody gets murdered. No, you're not allowed to talk about murder because you've never murdered someone. Like, where do we draw the line here? I don't even know. I just feel like I'm getting to the point where I don't even want to talk about road rappers anymore because you're just not even appreciating the fact that you're even being spoken about. And I get that if it's an open case and you're doing stuff that can send them to prison, they're not going to appreciate that. But that's not what I'm doing. I'm not sitting there giving my opinion on stuff saying, I don't think he should have done that. Majority of the time, if a news report comes out about a rapper that's on BBC News, on Sky News, or on The Sun or whatever, I will make a video on that. It's public news. Like, I'm not going to give my opinion on it. I'm not going to say, I don't think he should have done that or whatever. I might say a little comment like, oh, we're not going to hear much music from him now if he gets jailed, shit like that. Like, don't really see what's wrong with that, to be completely honest. I don't really see what's wrong with that. But anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap the video up, but I just wanted to also mention that the reason I'm getting heated in that conversation with Pinky is not because of Pinky in particular, right? I get a lot of people messaging and saying like, you're a snitch or you're a fed or you shouldn't make this or delete this video or stuff like that, when it's not anything that's detrimental to anyone. It's just content, but the people who are watching it are actually they're not smart enough to even realize that this isn't something that's going to hurt someone, or it's not an open case. You're just, because the music in the background, the true crime music, or whatever you call the conspiracy music, it's looking like it's that. But that's what gets the engagement. You're not getting it. That's why the videos get millions of views, because of how the video's done. It's very engaging. When you have the music there and you're listening to it, this is the story of blah, blah, blah. You want to watch it. That's the whole point. Like, you can't deny my content is not, you can't say my content is not good, because people are watching it and they're loving it. Clearly, people love it. But yeah, I'm getting not angry, but I'm getting heated in that moment with Pinky because I'm trying to speak for all bloggers here. And I'm trying to say you can't control the content creators and what we want to talk about when you lot want to rap about whatever you want to rap about. And people are allowed to talk about whatever they want to talk about, whether you think it's right or whether you think it's wrong. And I get Pinky's point about open cases. We understand that, yeah? We're not going to talk on open cases if it's going to be detrimental to someone or can send them to jail. We're not trying to be a snitch. We're not trying to do police work. We're just trying to make content about stuff that we're interested in. That is literally it. But guys, let me know your opinions on this whole situation. What do you think about Giggs' comments saying the streets is done? What do you think about bloggers and podcasters talking about stuff? What do you think about what Slim said about entering a scary time where podcasters and bloggers are talking on everything legal/illegal, whether or not a conviction's been made, and giving their opinion on life decisions rappers have made that have ended up detrimental and they can't relate to their thought process? What do you think? Do you think that even by Slim saying this and saying be safe, he's trying to tell the street lot, yo, be careful of what you do because the bloggers are going to talk about you? Should it not be careful of what you do because you could go to jail? You lot tell me, because trying to reason with a gangster is almost impossible, bro. It's almost impossible. In the eyes of the law and the eyes of a gangster, it's impossible to actually reason with them, because you just have to, whatever they think is whatever you've just got to agree with whatever they think, basically, for them to even rate you. But yeah, man, I just wanted to make this video and get you guys' opinions on this whole situation. And yeah, man, to be honest, as I was saying, I want to move away from the road content. I'm not going to completely move away from it, but I'm just like, when I see this sort of stuff, and then it's like, people who don't watch the full videos, they might see that clip and then be like, yeah, I have a different opinion on what it actually is. You're not getting the full context of the conversation. Like, that clip's looking like me and Pinky about to fight each other. It's just not true at all. Not about to fight each other whatsoever. We're just having a heated debate about things, and he's got his opinion, I've got my opinion. But also, let's not forget, I understand talking on open cases it can be detrimental for someone, and I'm not saying that we shouldn't be able to, you should be able to talk on open cases. I get his point, but you lot, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments. Make sure that you subscribe to Honcho's House for more updates. I am out for now. Grrr.